Me, 20-year-old female, and my girlfriend, also 20 years old, have been together just over a year. This is my first relationship ever, so I don't know what to expect or what to do, really. It's her fourth relationship, which she initially lied to me about, first telling me she had 2 partners and then acting as if I had misheard her when I seemed shocked later. But she says she hasn't become as intimate as we are in any of those relationships. We live together in a flat with our other friends at uni. This all started around 3 weeks ago when I got back from a trip, and she essentially started ignoring me, only wanting to talk to our mutual friend. When she did talk to me, it would be in a mean and discouraging way, constantly putting me down and making me feel stupid. For example, we were cooking together, and she kept telling me how to do extremely basic things unprompted, like reading a measuring jar. In the moment, I said, "I know how to do these things I have baked before you do know that, right? This is important for later." But she carried on. She was only treating me like this, and every time I asked if something was wrong, she said everything was fine and acted confused as to why I was asking her that. I messaged her that she seemed off, and she left me on read, and when I asked in person, she just went, "Humph." Another example of many was when we were walking together, and I was talking about hoping to pass my driving test. She said, "You might fail due to other people though," and I responded with, "Yes, but I still think I will pass." And she carried on discouraging me, saying something along the lines of, "Yeah, but you can't control the conditions on the day." She also acted extremely strange and distant when my friend visited for the weekend, making everyone, including my friend, uncomfortable. The other factor contributing to this is the fact she has a bit of a lying problem, which she has admitted she has but hasn't done anything about. I am an extremely trustworthy person, and I will admit I'm easily manipulated. When we first met, she lied about some big things, but I brushed it off. One of these was claiming she was in a psych ward for a week, when in actuality it was her friend who that happened to. Her cat got put down last week, and she told me that she had only found out the cat was sick on the day she was put down. So either she's lying again, or it doesn't explain her behavior these past weeks. I had a talk with her last week and told her all about how upset I was and how her treatment of me was so bad. It had made our mutual friends genuinely concerned and wondering if something was going on between us. During the talk, she told me that I had misinterpreted all of the times she has discouraged me, which maybe I did. I don't remember everything exactly, and I have been second-guessing myself since the talk. I also brought up the lying problem, but only brought up examples from last year, which is my fault. And I should have brought up more recent examples, which I did admit to her. She claimed I also hadn't been clear enough in spelling out when I was upset, but in all honesty, I'm not sure how to be clearer. The talk ended up in us being on break, but she really hasn't been taking it seriously. She keeps sending me heart emojis via text, which she hasn't done in weeks. She also has become overly interested in everything I talk about, not letting anyone else get a word in when she's talking to me. I'm grateful she's trying, and maybe I'm being too picky, but it doesn't seem genuine. We had an anniversary trip booked 3 days after the talk, and we went to it, and she drove me there as her first time driving a passenger since she passed her driving exam 2 weeks ago. She drove the entire time one-handed. Her other hand was on her lap, and kept trying to draw my attention to it, which made me uncomfortable, especially since at one point she completely let go of the wheel. When we arrived, she kept trying to bring up the talk and the fact that most couples have rough patches. She also told me she hadn't told her mom about the break because her mom thinks I'm going to break her heart. After this, Yef then informs me that she has to drop the car home and her mom will drive us back to campus. Her family lives close to campus. I'm autistic and get very anxious over last minute, idyllic me on the day plan changes, which I have told her about many times. and she knew that this was going to be the plan the previous day when she had gone home to pick up her car. As she drove us back to her house, she claimed that no one was in the wrong, and the entire issue was miscommunication on both sides, which I'm not sure I agree with. When we got to her house, her mum greeted me and gave me a big hug and quizzed me about how my life was going, which was so awkward I wanted to cry. I felt so guilty. A few days later, we were walking to our lecture again, and my girlfriend lies to me again, even after our tour. I then finally decided to read this PowerPoint she sent me a month ago about how she thinks she might have NPD. I didn't, and still don't think she has it, which is why I put off reading it. But in hindsight, I really shouldn't have. This PowerPoint is the breaking point for me. In it, she says she thinks it's okay to lie to those who aren't on the same level as her, which supposedly I'm on. And it's okay to manipulate them because she doesn't care about them. She also said that she has lied to friends in the past to seem poorer than she actually is, and then gotten them to buy things for her, as well as saying she tells white lies in conversations often and gets upset when called out on it. She also said she daydreams about me, her partner, worshipping her like a goddess, which made me feel really gross and uncomfortable, because what the hell? Why couldn't she tell me this in person when we talked about what we want and enjoy in a relationship? She always prides herself on how good our communication is, but she has been hiding all of this stuff from me, which has really upset and disturbed me. Then thought it was okay to send this PowerPoint to not just me, but our mutual friend as well. I read the PowerPoint 2 days ago and haven't spoken to her yet. Our friends think we should break up, but I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or not. I also don't know if I'm considering her feelings enough, especially since she told me these things in confidence and I will be using it against her. Is breaking up the wrong decision? Am I being unreasonable? Any advice is greatly appreciated. I will be deleting this post once I have made a decision.